In 3, 2, 1.
Good evening and welcome to the AP Bio Show. I'm your host, Jimmy Fallon, and joining me tonight is Miss Rhianna Lid.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Y'all ready to hear me perform my hit single, Worm?
First, we have to talk about Rhianna Lid's anatomy.
Boo.
So, you're an earthworm, correct?
Yeah, that's why my name is Rhianna Lid.
Right. So tell me about your skeletal system.
Well, most worms gain support from their body by fluid, which is usually water, that is contained in a body compartment. This condition is known as a hydrostatic skeleton. Cool, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. So what about your muscular system?
The body wall of annelids contains both longitudinal and circular muscles, allowing them to crawl, swim, and burrow efficiently. The circular muscles help them move by making waves of contraction that go throughout the body so that the annelid can push themselves forward.
Interesting. So what about your nervous system?
Annelids have a brain that originates and resides in the head. The brain varies in structure, with mobile active forms having the most complex brains and sessile or boring forms having simple brains with little differentiation. It is connected to the ventral nerve cord by the circumpharyngeal connectives, which run down each side of the pharynx. The ventral nerve cord is usually made up of a pair of cords that are bound together and runs the length of the whole body.
Wow, that's really interesting. So how do annelids digest their food?
The digestive system of annelids consists of the pharynx, the esophagus, the crop, the intestine, and the gizzard. And I actually brought a picture for you tonight, Jimmy.
No way.
And for the
How
audience.
thoughtful of you, Rhianna Lid.
I know. And this shows my digestive system and a lot of other things, but mainly the digestive system. So up here we have the pharynx and the esophagus, and that leads to the crop, which is the first structure right here, and then that leads to the gizzard. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you, Rhianna Lid, for that.
of course. So, food such as soil enters the earthworm's mouth where it is swallowed by the pharynx. Then the soil passes through the esophagus, which has a calciferous gland that releases calcium carbonate to rid the earthworm's body of excess calcium. After it passes through the esophagus, the food moves into the crop where it is stored and then eventually moves into the gizzard. The gizzard uses stones that the earthworm eats to grind the food completely. Isn't that weird?
Earthworms eat stones?
Yes. So the gizzard uses those stones that the earthworm eats to grind the food completely.
Wow.
And then the food moves into the intestines as gland cells in the intestines release fluids to aid in the digestive process. The intestinal wall contains blood vessels where the digested food is absorbed and transported to the rest of the body.
So basically, if I'm getting this right, the earthworm's digestive system is unique because the process includes a crop and a gizzard?
Yes. So before you ask, the earthworm has a closed circulatory system, meaning that the blood is confined to blood vessels and its blood recirculates so it gets maximum use. The worm uses its body surface area to absorb oxygen from the soil instead of using lungs or gills.
Wow, so how do they breathe?
Well, earthworms have no specialized organ to carry out respiration. So, an earthworm's respiration process takes place through the moist, thin, and highly vascular skin. The oxygen gas absorbed by the skin diffuses into the blood and is transported to all the cells of the body. In the cells, oxygen is used up for oxidation of food. During this process, carbon dioxide is produced. Then, this carbon dioxide mixes in the blood and is diffused out of the body through its moist skin.
Okay, so one last thing. I'm dying to know how earthworms reproduce.
Earthworms are hermaphrodites, where each earthworm contains both male and female sex organs. The male and female sex organs can produce sperm and egg, respectively, in each earthworm. Although earthworms are hermaphrodites, most need a mate to reproduce.
Okay, everyone, are you ready to hear Rhianna Lid sing? All right, here she comes.
Get ready!
Just a few more seconds. Okay, everyone, it's the moment you all have been waiting for. Here's Rhianna Lid performing her hit single, Worm.
Thank you, Jimmy. Cue the music. Worm, 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 me sitting on me, worm, 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 Squirming in the dirt, 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 dirt. Yes, I am a worm, 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 worm. When you all go learn, 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 learn. The anatomy of the worm, 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 worm. Dry, the soul is so dry. No time to say I'm going, because I do not like it. I need to have it nice and wet. Nobody touch me while I'm squirming. Nobody touch me while I'm worming. All that I wanted from you was to give me soil that I could crawl in, soil that I could live in, soil that I would never leave.
All right, Rihanna Lid, thank you so much for coming. And guys, that's our show. So see you next time on the AP Bio Show with Jimmy Fallon and Rihanna Lid. Sorry.
In 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Timmy Fallon, and joining us tonight on the AP Bio Show, we have everyone's favorite one-eyed rapper, Betty Hop! Hop on up here, Betty.
Hey, thanks for having me, homie.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm honored to have you on my show, Betty. Might I add that you're looking mighty slimy tonight.
You ribbit.
Now, Betty, if you don't mind me asking, what happened to your eye?
Oh man, it's no problem. I get this question all the time. I actually brought a picture to show all y'all because I'm sure everybody's wondering the same thing. Here's me as a little froggy.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, somebody just decided to pull my eye out with some tweezers.
Oh,
It's so
tragic.
sad. It was tragic at the time, and it was a hard subject to talk about at first, but now I'm just so used to all the comments and the jokes. Like the one-eyed rapper, yeah, that was real funny.
Okay. Sorry about that. So,
Betty, I'm going to rap my single, Froggy Way tonight.
that's right. All right, settle down. We've got to hear about Betty Hop's anatomy before he can perform. I believe Betty is a non-mammalian vertebrate, so it'll be interesting to see how his anatomy compares to Rihanna Lid, who is an invertebrate. Let's start with Betty Hop's skeletal system. Betty?
Well, a frog like myself has a body built for jumping and swimming. Frogs have long, strong back legs with extra joints so they can fold up close to the body. Tails would get in the way when jumping, so we don't have any. Or one, sorry.
Okay.
We'd only have one, but we don't, so. They have a short backbone with a large hip bone to support their powerful leg muscles. The hip bone forms the hump seen when a frog is sitting. Frogs' heads are broad and flat, with big sockets for their large eyes. They have no neck, so they cannot turn their head.
Nice! What about your muscular system?
My muscular system is actually quite similar to your muscular system. Frogs and humans both use skeletal muscles for movement. The muscles in both species are typically connected to bones by tendons. Movement is achieved when the skeletal muscles contract or relax. This type of muscle use is voluntary, which means that the brain of the frog making the movement controls what happens. Many of the muscle structures of a frog are similar in nature to those of a human. Humans and frogs both use structures such as the gluteus femoris and the gastrocnemius muscles to aid in movement. Both also have pectorals and the deltoids in the chest or the arm front leg area. However, a frog's rear leg muscles are much larger and stronger to give it jumping and swimming power.
I didn't realize that frogs and humans' muscular systems were so similar. So what about a frog's nervous system?
A frog's nervous system consists of three main parts: the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, and the autonomic nervous system. The central nervous system is divisible into the anterior portion, the brain, and the posterior portion, the spinal cord. The peripheral portion, the nerves themselves, connect the central portion of the skin, sense organs, muscles, viscera, etc., and serve to convey impulses from these parts of the brain and the spinal cord, or motor impulses from the Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Jimmy.
It's all
I meant
right.
Timmy.
People get us confused all
Yeah.
the time.
Motor impulses from the central organs to themselves. Frogs also possess a special type of nerves which are connected directly to visceral organs of the body and control the involuntary activities. The fibers of these nerves issue from the cranial and spinal nerves and end in the glands, alimentary canal, and unstriped muscles. The system of these nerve fibers is known as the autonomic nervous system and is comprised of the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system.
Wow, that's incredible.
Whew, it's a lot of words.
Yeah, it is. But how does digestion occur in a frog?
The digestive system of a frog consists of the digestive tract and the accessory organs which help to process the food consumed into small molecules, nutrients, which then can be easily absorbed and then utilized by the cells of the body. Parts of the digestive system of the frog include the mouth, the pharynx, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, the cloaca, and accessory organs.
And circulation?
Our circulatory systems consist of the heart, blood vessels, and the blood. The heart is three-chambered with 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. There is a mixing of the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood in the ventricle. Blood vessels are represented by arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries, which carry blood away from the heart to different parts of the body, collectively form an arterial system. Veins, which carry blood from different parts of the body toward the heart, collectively form a venous system.
Interesting. Just a few more questions, Betty. How do frogs breathe?
Frogs actually have 3 respiratory surfaces on their body and that are used for gas exchange with the surroundings, the skin, the lungs, and on the lining of the mouth. If the frog...
Frog?
Frogs.
A frog?
Sorry, I just recently went to frog. Hopped to Prague, might I add. If the frog is completely submerged underwater, then all of the frog's respiration takes place through the skin. If a frog...
It's okay. It's
I
alright.
lost my train of thought.
It's alright.
A frog can also breathe much like a human, taking in air through the nostrils and down into their lungs. However, frogs don't have ribs or a diaphragm.
Really? It just blows my mind how frogs can breathe underwater and above water.
Yeah.
I never understood how that worked. Thanks, Betty. Last question before your big performance. How do frogs make little frog babies?
Well, all frogs reproduce sexually and all hatch from eggs. In almost all frogs, egg fertilization.
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 It's okay.
Sorry about that, Timmy. Egg fertilization.
Forgetting my name right.
Egg fertilization
Oh, wow.
happens outside the female's body instead of inside, like in pig reproduction.
Interesting.
You know, the
Piggy.
female releases her eggs and the male releases his sperm at the same time.
Thank you for informing the audience and myself about the frog anatomy, Betty.
It's no problem, man. It's time for me to sing now.
Yes, of course it is. So without further ado, here's Betty Hop performing Froggy Way! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here comes Betty Hop singing his new single, Froggy Way! You ready, Betty?
You know I am.
Here we go.
Hit it. Hey. Yeah, froggy. Zoom, zoom. Squaw. Hey. Hey. Froggy, won't you come my way? Got something I want to say. Can I keep you out my brain? But first off, I'ma start by saying this. Ay, all frogs have a long tongue, true cat food. And I'm not lying when I say that they can hop. Ay, but Froggy, won't you come my way? Froggy, won't you come my way?
Alright, and that's all the time we have for you tonight, Betty Hop. Thanks for coming out!
Man, I'm done with you. I'm out of here.
In 3, 2, 1.
Show. I'm your host, Jimmy Fallon, and joining us tonight is Miss Piggy Azalea. So everybody, please put your hands together for Miss Piggy Pigs!
It's Piggy Pigs.
Yay, Piggy! Woo!
Thank you for having me, Jimmy.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for being willing to sing your new hit, Piggy. But before that, I'd like to discuss your anatomy with you, but don't take that the wrong way.
Haha, it's no big deal. What would you like to know?
Well, first, tell me about your skeletal system.
Well, my bones provide my body with support and provide points where my skeletal muscles can attach. My skeletal system also serves as protection against injury of internal organs such as the brain and lungs. My bones are made of a hard shell known as a compact and are surrounded by cartilage. Inside the hard shell is a spongy bone, bone marrow, blood vessels, medullary cavity, periosteum,
Periosteum.
and endosteum. Bones are located throughout my body for structure, support, and movement.
Sweet. Well, what about your muscular system?
Involuntary or smooth muscles in pigs are normally found in the digestive system, while blood vessel walls and the cardiac muscles are normally located near the heart. The voluntary or skeletal muscles are the main muscle mass forming the muscular skeletal system. Muscles are typically made up of muscle tissue, nerves, and vascular components. Inside the muscle is endomysium, or muscle fiber. Muscles in the pig allow the pig to move and give protection to the bones it surrounds. Muscles are located throughout the pig's body and relates to other organs because, like the skin and bones, it gives other internal organs protection.
Interesting. So how does a pig's nervous system work, and what is its function?
The nervous system is what helps pigs control their movement and functions. The function of the brain is the reception of stimuli, which is contributed by sensory cells. The system transfers information throughout the body through impulses called nerve impulses, which are sent and received by neurons. One of the main parts of the nervous system includes the brain, which is located in the skull of the pig. Also, the spinal cord, which serves a great purpose to the nervous system, is located on the back of the pig. And lastly, the major part of this system is the nerves, which are located throughout the pig's entire body. The nervous system interacts with all other systems because that is the major way they are controlled and know what to do when to do it.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, Piggy.
Yeah.
Well, what about digestion? How does that work?
The digestive system is constructed to turn food into energy that the pig needs to survive. The digestive system in a pig starts when the pig begins to chew the food. It then enters the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and finally the waste is removed through the anus. These are all located throughout the internal structures of the pig. Don't laugh at my butt.
I'm sorry. I just think it's funny.
The stomach is located under the liver, and the small intestine is to the left of the pig's stomach, which connects to the large intestine. The esophagus is connected to the back of the throat and leads down into the stomach of the pig. The digestive system relates to other systems because it provides the energy needed for the pig to survive.
So, Piggy, you have a picture for us. I thought you had no picture.
She's laughing at my nose.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I do
It's
have
so
a
pink.
picture. I did bring a picture for you today to show you the digestive system. Let me get up here. So, this big structure in the middle is the liver. See that, Jimmy?
Awesome.
And
Very
then,
large.
ooh, it's upside down. My body's upside down. And then on the side right here is the large intestine, and
Is
the
that
small
the green
intestine
structure
is
right
over
there?
there.
The green thing is the large intestine?
Right there.
Wow. I'm sorry, I can't see it.
It's okay. Yep, that's the large intestine and the small intestine. And the esophagus and everything would be up here in my throat. So yeah,
Sweet.
pretty cool.
So, what about circulation? How does that work?
Well, in pigs, the circulatory system is made up of veins and capillaries that distribute oxygenated blood throughout the body, as well as return the deoxygenated blood back to the heart. The function of the circulatory system is to carry oxygen that is needed for other organs to properly function. Stop laughing at my nose.
Piggy, you are just so cute.
Oh my gosh. And to remove carbon dioxide. Pig's blood is mainly composed of two parts known as plasma and blood cells. Pig's blood vessels are known as arteries and veins, and they are responsible for carrying blood from the heart to the whole pig's body, while the veins return blood to the heart. Although in the fetal pig, the circulation of blood is somewhat different because it receives oxygenated blood from the placenta through the umbilical vein. From oxygen, the mother takes in. Ooh, it's a mouthful.
Wow, so where's the heart on this picture?
I will show you. So the heart would be right up here, and the lungs surround it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Very interesting.
That's awesome. So are you up for just one more question? Actually, there's a few more questions. I'm very sorry. I have to ask you about respiration first.
All right, fine. The respiratory system is responsible for removing carbon dioxide from the blood and replacing it with oxygen. In pigs, this is done across a large moist exchange epithelium surface composed of the alveoli within the lungs. During inspiration, fresh air enters the respiratory system through the paired external nerves and or the oral cavity to the pharynx. Air then travels through the glottis into the trachea, through the bronchi and the bronchioles to reach the alveoli. During expiration, air flows in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Love the nose.
Just one more question. That was an audience member. I'm sorry. Are you up for just one more question?
I guess so.
How do pigs reproduce?
Well, pigs reproduce by sexual reproduction. The reproductive system is located on the lower part of the pig near the anus. If the pig is male, it will have testes and a penis that produce sperm. If the pig is female, it will have ovaries that produce eggs.
Wow. Sounds a lot like the human reproductive system.
It is, but it's very different from the worm's reproductive system because Rhiannolid is a hermaphrodite.
Oh.
Don't tell her I said that.
Oh, God. Whew. Well, thank you for sharing, Piggy. Are you ready to sing?
Yes, definitely.
Sweet. Well, you can go change or, whatever.
Got this.
And then she'll be right back in just 1 second. All right, everyone. Please put your hands together for Piggy Azalea singing her hit single, Piggy! Take it away, Piggy.
Thank you, Jimmy. But I was actually wondering if you would like to sing it with me.
I really shouldn't,
Come on.
but I guess I will. Just for you, Piggy.
Yay! All right, hit the beat. First things first, I'm the squealist.
Squealist.
Drop me and let the whole farm feel it.
Let 'em feel it.
And I'm still in the slaughter business. I can hold you down like I'm giving lessons in physics.
What?
You should want a bad piggy like this.
Ha.
Drop me low and pick me up just like this.
Hey.
Cup of pork, cup of ham, cup of chops, high hooves, something worth a half a treat in my slop.
And my slops.
Taking all the bacon straight, never chase that.
Never.
Barnyard like we're bringing 88 back.
What?
Bring those piglets in where my run's at. Milk teeth spilling, you should taste that.
I'm so piggy.
You already know I'm rolling from Barnyard to State Fair. I'm so piggy. Can't you taste this pork? Remember my name, mammalian vertebrae.
Hey. Get it, girl.
Hey.
Get it, piggy. Hey, y'all. It's your boy Jimmy here. Just walking around the studio, enjoying the day. We just took a break. Rhiannolid's practicing right now, so probably shouldn't sing it, girl.
Hello.
Show the audience what they're in for tonight. God, that was amazing. That was beautiful. Well, if you want to hear Rhiannolid, her song, Worm, then tune in tonight. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The AP Bio Show with Jimmy and Timmy Fallon.